Page 11, green T. They're introducing a new note. The staff for the treble clef is an A. It's right above G. So we've already had these 5 notes. And this is the A, next one up. It's the lower middle space. So now you get to know this note from now on. You just know when a note is there, it's an A. Like the first note in this piece, that half note, that's an A. You just know it is. Just memorize it. Like you've memorized all the other notes so far and you know all these other notes in the staves. Here's a new one. I have a workout out there. If you want to do that, go ahead. I'm going to talk about the piece. You get all that in the piece, so I'm just going to do the piece. The kicker with a workout is that you're playing both hands together now, but they're doing different things. So we have to coordinate the hands, as if it wasn't hard enough already, but here we go. So I looked this over. It's 2 lines long. Clef signs are still treble and bass clef. The time signature is 4/4 time. I see half notes, quarter notes, and whole notes. And we got a bunch of tied notes, and we're playing both hands together. Now, normally when I play both hands together, when I first learn it, I'll learn it one hand at a time. But here, to shorten this video, and because of what the hands are doing, I'm going to go ahead and take both hands together. Talk about them together. You're welcome to just do it one hand at a time first, just to make sure you got the notes and the rhythms for each hand. So the right hand starts here on A. That puts the hand here. And the right hand is not moving around, so you don't need any other finger numbers. Please be reading the notes, not the finger numbers. The left hand starts with thumb and middle C here, so we're here. And again, the left hand isn't moving, so you don't need any of the other finger numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea? You take it at your speed. I'm taking it at my speed. But you go through the whole thing carefully and make sure you can play it and count it out all right. Now let's talk about those last 4 measures where the hands are playing at the same time. The left hand's playing first. Remember, you're just lowering the whole hand down. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. That's 2 beats, and then on beat 3, while you're holding that down, the right hand plays. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that part? Okay. The left hand is tied. You see a curved line for each note? See, when you have multiple notes like this, every note that's tied has to have its own curved line. You can't have one curved line for the whole stuff. Each one gets its own. And both notes here are tied. You're just going to hold them down while you play the right hand. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. And then we do it again. You play that for 2 beats and then hold it down as you do that. Yes, I know that sounds lovely. I need more coffee for that. And that's the way it works. So I go through it carefully and slowly. I get rid of the hesitations. Now remember, you're only counting at the beginning to get the rhythm. Once you have the rhythm, then you just feel it. You don't count it. Unless maybe a long-held note like that last measure is 4 counts, you might have to count that one out to make sure you hold that 4 counts. Then the dynamics. Well, MF is mezzo forte or sort of loud, whatever you think that is. It's... Then when you get to measure 9, now you get a P. The P belongs in between the stats. It's just softly, because both hands are. And then now you're loud. Loud. Yeah, forte is loud. It's hard to tell sometimes when it's written like this, where's the melody? Because the melody is what we want. That's what we're after. Can't tell for sure which notes are melody. Well, it helps a little bit that there's words there, because if there's a word there, there has to be a melody note. So in measure 9, this is melody. The problem is I don't know which note is melody. But then this is melody in the right hand because there's a word there. So this, even though you're holding that down, it was melody when you played it, and then it's harmony after that, because the melody went somewhere else. Melody and melody. Okay, the question is, which of these notes is melody? Here or here? Well, try and figure it out. You experiment. Just play one note and see what it sounds like. Starting at measure 7. Sounds okay? All right, now try it again with the other note. Sound okay? Sure did. So I still don't know which is melody. How do you choose to interpret it? Some people will choose the lower note as melody, others will choose the upper note as melody. Because if you're going to sing it, you got to sing one of them. You can't sing them both at the same time, as far as I know. So pick one. Maybe one time you'll play one note as melody and the other one or the other. Because I could do measure 9 as the bottom note, and then the last one I could do the upper note. I could do it that way. It'll be different for different people, and that's what makes music so exciting, is that there's no one right way to do it. It's how do you feel it? Anyway, once I get all that figured out, then I think about the tempo, speed. It says relaxed. However fast that is, I don't know. Not too relaxed. Don't drag it. Huh. That's my relax for now. I could play it slower. It's okay. You play at what speed ever you feels right. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the natural accents. Now, once you can play this slowly with no hesitations, let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do the louds and softs. The dynamics, no. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. There's a duet at the bottom of the page. I'd like to play that. I need you to go up an octave again. So just pretend the middle C on the keyboard. Instead of here, it's up here. So instead of here, you're up here. Up here. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.